It's mysterious and dangerous.
I can see why you told me to take out my tinfoil hat.
Wait a second. This is all well-documented, declassified information. The game, man, the game.
Well, what do you want to do with all that footage?
What do you mean?
Okay, I mean, we can't exactly do a promo piece for Stadium Barcadium now that it's gone.
No, I guess it could be a cool piece of local history somewhere down the line, but I don't know. I don't think there's any kind of rush.
Probably not, but I mean, it's kind of funny though, right?
Funny how?
Alright, so I mean, most of the really cool stuff either goes north to Nashville, east to Huntsville, or south to Birmingham. It just misses us entirely.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, well, okay, well, we finally get somebody that's interested in investing in the area, beyond just using us as a museum, and it goes up in smoke on the first night.
Yeah, I don't know how I see that's funny, though.
Maybe funny's not the right word. Not funny like Arrested Development funny, but funny like how John Wilkes Booth's brother saved the life of Abraham Lincoln's kid. Like a coincidence funny.
I get what you're saying, but it's just a coincidence, right? I mean, we've got some petty folks around here, but I don't know. I just refuse to believe that anyone in the Shoals would light up a business just because the owner isn't local.
I mean, okay, so that's not what I'm saying, or at least I don't think that's what I'm saying.
Then what are you saying?
Well, I don't know. I think I'm just saying it's bad luck, that's all. I mean, I didn't mean anything by it. I just feel bad for the guy.
How much do you think he was in it for?
It's really hard to say. I mean, your guess is as good as mine, but man, some of those retro cabinets aren't cheap.
Makes sense. Folks hit a certain age, they start to get nostalgic. Start to buy up stuff they enjoyed when they were kids. And, that's a cool idea, but there are only so many Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cabinets to go around.
Bingo. And that's not even to mention what might happen if a guy were to come up on a really rare piece. Like some kind of limited run cabinet or a failed game, something like that.
Does that happen?
Sometimes. I guess the most recent example would probably be Disney making a Fix-It Felix Jr. cabinet to promote Wreck-It Ralph.
Rare?
Well, yeah, they only made about a dozen, and the last one sold on eBay for about $20,000.
Wow. So James may have lost some serious cash last night.
Maybe, but man, something's been bothering me since this morning. So I was watching you play Tempest 2 last night. It reminded me of something, some other game, and I couldn't put my finger on it.
Probably Tempest 1 or some other Atari game, maybe?
I'm sure you're right. But I tried to find a Tempest 2 ROM before I drove to the studio this morning.
ROM?
It's basically just a dump of the game's code. Usually someone rips it from the cartridge or disc and they just host it online. You can play it on emulators. It's no big deal, but I can't find one for Tempest 2.
I guess that's uncommon, or you wouldn't bring it up?
Yeah, I'm just saying you might have a real rare bird on your hands, man, and something's not right here.
Could it be a prototype or something?
Yeah, that's one possibility. But the machine is unusual one way or the other. And I'm wondering if maybe it's not an original creation. Some folks make or restore arcade cabinets for fun. And 15 minutes on YouTube would be enough to figure out how to power one with a Raspberry Pi.
Is that something just anyone could do, though?
Anyone that's technologically literate. Man, you don't even have to know how to code to build a game these days. There are programs out there that let you basically build whatever you want within reason. And an Atari-era game probably wouldn't be too hard to build.
So, this thing might just be a really fancy entertainment center setup, maybe.
Yeah, basically.
If we pop open the cabinet and it's running on one of these Raspberry Pi things, what then?
Well, I mean, at that point, you'd have a choice. You either go ahead and pay someone to fix the cab, knowing it's purely for your entertainment, or we yank the Pi out, see if we can download the game off of it, and you play it on your computer. I mean, it could even be running on an Android emulator in the cabinet, so you might be able to play the game on your phone.
I don't hate either of those ideas. I just want to know what I'm getting into before I sink any cash into this thing. Let's get the back off of this cabinet.
Huh, it's really dusty in there.
That kind of dust takes a long time to build up, right?
So a buddy of mine once brought home a pedal organ that had spent the past 20 years in a totally abandoned house, and it was in better shape than this.
I've got some canned air on the desk.
Got it. Should we be wearing masks?
Too late now. Hand me that flashlight. Dude, I have no idea what I'm looking for.
Let me take a look. Dude, this can't be right.
What?
Man, it's empty. So there's a power supply running to the monitor, and there's some PCB board for the controls, but neither of them's actually hooked up to anything.
That's impossible, dude.
Wait, I got something. It's breadboard, and that's a USB port on one end and RCA ports on the other.
Could the game be on this?
I don't know. I'm really out of my depth here. It's weird, though. Hey, do you think James might be able to tell us how to contact the folks that had that estate sale?
Viv still has my phone. Can I see yours real quick? Hey, James, this is Grant. I just had a couple questions about this arcade cabinet. If you don't mind, give me a holler when you have a second.
Nothing?
Zilch.
So I found a guy in Huntsville that said he would take a look at that cabinet if you'd bring it in. What you got there, guys?
No clue. You know anything about this stuff?
I'm not even sure what this stuff constitutes in this case. Oh, and here's your phone back.
Thanks.
And I hate to be the voice of reason, but we've got a lot of work to do. We may need to worry about this later.
Oh, that sounds fair. You want to put this thing back together and ride it over to Huntsville tomorrow if the dude can check it out?
Man, I'm not even sure how this piece even plugged into the machine in the first place.
Think it'll hurt anything if we just tape it in the inside of this cabinet? It'll keep it in one place at least.
Let's do it. Do you mind calling that guy back and setting up an appointment?
If one of you guys actually brings me coffee for once, and if I get to come along.
You drive a hard bargain for an intern. You make the appointment, help us load up the cabinet in the morning, and you got yourself a deal.
Great. See you guys in the morning.
Come on, pick up. Hey,
you've reached Grant. Do the thing.
Hey, Grant, man, you've got to call me back, like, right now, the second you get this.
All right, I'm here. Let's ride. Oh, what happened?
I don't know. I just got here, and I haven't even been inside yet.
Should we call the cops?
I probably should have done that, yeah.
How do you guys get anything done without me?
Dude, I've been calling you for like the past 10 minutes.
Something weird's going on with my phone.
What's it doing?
Nothing. It's doing nothing.
Let me see. Ooh, you've got bigger problems.
What? I guess it's worth mentioning that the front door to the studio was really just a pair of glass doors with a deadbolt. It doesn't sound like much in the way of security for a historic recording studio with hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of gear, but the good stuff is under considerably more lock and key. And besides that, anyone trying to rob the studio would have to actually know what they were looking for and where the gear was actually kept. What used to be the front door was completely shattered. Tiny shards of X-door were scattered across the concrete. I tiptoed in between the pieces of broken glass and into the studio.
Hey, man, cops are on the way.
Have you been in?
Nope, I was waiting on you or the cops.
I'm going in.
This episode of Polybius featured the voice acting talents of
Grant Walden.
myself, Dan Williams.
And me, Carol Williams.
Hey guys, Grant here. I hope you've enjoyed Polybius. This is new to us and we're gauging fan interest. If you like it and need another audio drama in your life, let us know what you think. Find us on Facebook at Tape Noise Podcasts and review us on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hey guys, Dan here, and thanks so much for listening. We're really excited to hear your thoughts, so please tell us what you think, and if you enjoyed it, please tell your friends. Thanks, and we'll see you real soon.